Back to another video. Today we are in the Open Gray League as the leagues have rotated again. So we're going to be trying out the Lanturn paired with the Skarmory and the Registeel in the back. Here we got the Vigoroth to deal with. This Vigoroth versus this Lanturn is kind of neutral. We're going to tank the first Body Slam, no problem. We're going to fire off our own Surf here. This Surf will get it into the low yellow, and we threaten KO on the next one. Now we have a decision. We're going to tank it or we're going to switch out. We're going to tank the move and then switch out into our Skarmory here, forcing them to make a decision. They decided to throw a move, ends up being the Body Slam. We can survive that easily. Now we have a Charger Bug to deal with, so a little bit of energy advantage on this Skarmory versus this Charger Bug is advantageous for us. We do grab a shield from our opponent right there. And here we have a choice to shield or let it go. We decided to let it go. It ends up being the discharge anyways. And then we're going to come back in here with the Registeel. Now, the Registeel has to win this game because our Lanturn's pretty low health. We are shielding the correct discharge at least. We're going to fire off our own Zap Cannon here. This Zap Cannon will get it into the low red. It does get the debuff, so this next discharge doesn't hurt as much. You can see right here, they are able to get to another move. X-Scissor does get revealed, and we are able to farm down. That's going to be huge for us. Ends up being the Feraligatr in the back. We throw the Zap Cannon, switch out immediately into our Lanturn, trying to get to a Thunderbolt. But because we're at the Thunderbolt, we're going to shield right there and fire off this Thunderbolt to take out this Feraligatr. And then all we have to do here is farm down the Charger Bug. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game barely because our Lanturn was able to reach that Thunderbolt versus their Feraligatr. If we didn't get that Thunderbolt off, it would have been very difficult to take out that Feraligatr in the back. All right, another electric type Galvantula versus the Lanturn. We are running the Water Gun Lanturn. Look how much fast move damage we've already done. We're going to tank the first one. Ends up being the Lunge, which is going to debuff our attack. We are able to reach a Surf here, which is going to force a shield from our opponent. And then here, we're going to shield. Even though it's going to be another Lunge, that's fine. We actually just want this Galvantula low enough for a farm down. Go for the Surf here. It doesn't quite KO, but it does get them low enough for a little farm down. So we're going to switch out immediately here. They reveal that they have the Fear Thorn. Fear Thorn can have Thunder, but it's not a stab move, so it's not going to hurt that much. It gets us into the low yellow, and then they switch out into their Typhlosion. So we're going to put on the pressure. We go for the Brave Bird. They have to use that last shield, and then we're going to come back in here with the Lanturn. We know that they have a Thunder Punch, but because we're so close to a Surf, we are going to be able to shield and get to the Surf here after a couple of fast moves, take out the Typhlosion, and then we're going to have the Registeel matched up against this Ferrothorn, which is a positive matchup, given that this Ferrothorn already took some damage earlier, and this Registeel is going to be able to get to this Focus Blast. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game, kind of basically because we got them down to no shields. If they had a shield with that Typhlosion, that would have been problematic. All right, here we got the Shadow Glider to deal with. Luckily, we are running the Water Gun, dealing a ton of damage. So we are going to try to catch a move here. Ends up being the Dig. We do catch that Dig. And now it looks like they're farming up to a move, and then they left. We're going to pressure shields here. We're going to go for this Sky Attack bait. It does grab that shield. However, because Shadow Feraligatr is very spammy, they are close to 2 moves, and we're not quite at the move yet, so we had to let that go. We're going to come back in here with the Lanturn. This Lanturn here has some energy advantage. We do tank the Hydro Cannon. We're going to farm up right before they get to their next move. Fire off this Thunderbolt. Does KO, and then we see that they have the Cresselia. We switch out into the Reggie. We know this Glider still has some energy left. We show the corrected Dig right there. We're going to go for this Focus Blast because they're probably going to shield. Yep, there's the shield. And then we have a decision. Are we going to let this go or get the use the last shield? We decided to let it go, and then we're going to allow them to throw this move here, and we're going to over farm like crazy. We're going to go for this Focus Blaster to take out this Glider, and now it's a race. Can we get to this Zap Cannon before they get to their move? So we do get the Zap Cannon, but they're quite healthy. You can see right there, it is going to get them into the yellow, but they're still very, very healthy with probably over 50%, 45% health. And this Thunderbolt here has to KO, or we're not going to be able to win this game here. Thunderbolt goes through. Oh, gets it into the low red. Yeah, this Cresselia in the back was a problem, given that they were quite healthy when they came back in. And maybe if we had stayed in a little bit longer with our Lanturn, maybe we would have done a little bit extra damage and then we would have been able to take them out. But we're going to switch out here into the Skarmory. They switch out into the Azumarill. This Azumarill here is going to throw the Ice Beam. So we know that we can survive that first one. We throw the Sky Attack right here. They are able to survive it easily. They're going to be able to throw another move. This is going to be the Ice Beam here. And at this point, you got to try to get the shield back and try to get them to get low enough. So we do get that shield. And then we're going to switch out here, catching move. And some being the Ice Beam, so that's good for us. But they come back in here with the Shadow Dragonair here. Is going to be able to do a ton of damage towards our Lanturn. We're going to fire up a Thunderbolt just to chip away. And then we're going to have this Body Slam go through, take us out. And here we're going to have an opportunity to get a lot of energy with our Reggie. So we're going to come back in here with the Reggie. We tank the Aqua Tail. And then we're going to try to farm. Looks like they're really healthy. So we're going to have to shield here and then switch out and try to farm down. Oh man, ends up being the Bastiodon in the back. This Bastiodon here is going to be able to take out our Skarmory. We throw a Brave Bird to debuff us. But more importantly, can we get to 3 Focus Blasts basically? 1 Focus Blast does get that shield from our opponent. They are going to be able to throw this Flamethrower. And then we're going to have to make sure we just over farm here. Go for this Focus Blast. We need to take out this Bastiodon. So down goes the Bastiodon. They come back in here with the Azumarill. We know the Azumarill is going to be close to an Ice Beam soon, so we got to take him out right here. And then unfortunately, the Shadow Dragonair is still quite healthy, unable to win that game. GG's to our opponent. Yeah, just a tough backline in the back. All right, here we got the Wigglytuff versus our Lanturn. We're going to switch out into the Skarmory. They have the Annihilate in the back. This Annihilate here is pretty decent against our Skarmory if they decide to double shield. We do grab a shield from our opponent. They go for the Night Slash. We are able to tank it. They're going to go for another Night Slash right here. We are able to survive it. Can we get to another Sky Attack? Nope. So we're going to use our Lanturn, and here we have to make a decision. We're going to shield here or let this go. We decided to let it go. Ends up being the Shadow Ball. We can tank it. We're going to switch out immediately into our Reggie, and then they come back in with the Gligar. So Gligar here is going to be kind of risk reward. However, we are 2-to-1 shield up advantage. We're going to shield this first one here. We do shield the corrected dig. Unfortunately, they are able to get to another move here. We're going to have to shield here. Ends up being another dig. So at this point, we want this Gligar out of here. So we're going to go for the Zap Cannon here, looking for the debuff. No debuff, unfortunately. We're going to try to catch a move here with our Lanturn. This Lanturn, unfortunately, has no use. And so right there, we do catch a correct dig. So they're relatively energy dry. We're going to go for the Zap Cannon right here. Dealing some good neutral damage. Does get the debuff. So that's going to help our cause. But now we have to be pretty particular in what we do. So not only do we have to get a lot of energy, but we also have to undercharge here perfectly so that we can farm down and have energy to throw back at that Gligar. So we go for the farm down, we do perfectly undercharge that, and we are able to come out with some energy. This Zap Cannon here will KO the Shadow Gligar for the GG's, even though we're debuffed. So check out this team if you haven't already. Let us know if you enjoyed the video.